Hey Spuddies, Potato Big Whiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Civilization 6 as Rome. Currently, I'm snowballing out of control with an insane amount of science and culture, so this should be a relatively easy game to win. And so I think I'm going to try to win this in style by going for nuclear bombs. Let's make our way towards mobilization to be able to make armies. Let's also evangelize our religion again and pick up scripture so that our passive pressure is a little bit stronger. That'll get me a little bit of era score for fully evangelizing my religion. Combine a pair of units together to get a core era score bonus. Nice, we just picked up industrialization, giving us access to coal, and every single mine in our empire gets +1 production, as well as access to the factory that's going to give us an insane amount of production, and the coal power plant, which will also give us an insane amount of production by doubling the adjacency bonus of our industrial zones. I think now is the time for Lingapura to fall. I've been a little bit lax in my siege of the city, so I'll take it out next turn. Thus ends the city of Lingapura, and in a couple of turns the city will go independent, which means the end of the Khmer as well. Time to start siphoning funds from the Malians. This time we've only got a 16% chance of failing, and only a 2% chance of actually being captured or killed. Of course Alexander's in my game. He's not doing too great, to be fair, considering I have nearly 200 science per turn, which is double his science per turn, but he's still going to be annoying. I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret of what is possibly the most overpowered card in the game, public transport. It gives you 100 gold per appeal of the tile when replacing a farm with a neighborhood district. Right here we have a farm that's not super useful to us, but we can instantaneously pop down a neighborhood on that and grab ourselves 200 gold straight in the bank. But we never actually have to finish the neighborhood. We just printed 200 gold out of thin air. Oh hey look, another tile with 2 appeal that we can print another 200 gold off of. I hope you're starting to see just how powerful this is. I never have to build neighborhoods, and yet I'll get thousands of gold from them. There goes the Khmer, their final city has flipped independent. Well, technically I defeated them. I won't get the era score for it, but I will get their city in 9 turns, and I don't take the massive grievance penalty from murdering someone. Here's a tile with 3 appeal. I spend a single build charge to put a farm on it. I open up my city construction window. I place a neighborhood on that tile and instantly print myself 300 gold. Throw down another neighborhood for 200 gold, and I think I've now made about 1,000 gold from slapping down neighborhoods. I think people just didn't really understand how the mechanic worked, and so they never really took advantage of it. But I'm telling you right now, the ability to print hundreds of gold in each of your cities is insane. We also managed to successfully steal a few hundred gold from the Malians, which got this spy a promotion. I think we'll go ahead and take surveillance, because counter-spying is really powerful. Time to start merging our brand new musketmen into our highly upgraded ones, so that we have extremely strong musketmen with a ton of promotions. There's mobilization, and we can now form armies, which means I can take this musketman core here and attach a brand new fresh musketman to it, get some era score out of it, and end up with a unit with 72 combat strength. Basically as powerful as having infantry units, which are the upgrade unit to musketmen, before I've even researched them. Nice, we just completed the terracotta army, and that's going to give every single unit in my empire a promotion, which is tremendously valuable. We're also picking up the water of life here. That's going to allow our units to heal +10 HP no matter where they are in the world. So between the Spear of Fionn and the Fountain of Youth, my units are not only stronger, but they heal faster. Oh my god, that shot from the bombard, just ripping the walls down. We actually managed to pick up Filippo Brunelleschi, and so I think it's worth my while to actually use him to grab the Ruhr Valley. The Ruhr Valley is tremendously powerful, mainly for the 20% production bonus, but the +1 production for each mine and quarry is also really damn good. I think it's about time we switched our government over to monarchy. I need more military policy slots. In particular, I want force modernization, Grand Army, levée en masse, and logistics. For now, the only economic card I'm going to be running is triangular trade for the gold and faith. Boom goes the city's defenses, and we move in with our super space marine musketmen and blast down this city's defenses in a single turn. Grab ourselves suzerainty of Granada. That's going to allow me to produce units more efficiently in my encampments. It'll also give me some scouting information on the map, and it looks like most of my enemies are to my west. I still haven't found Korea though. They might be on their own continent, or something, so I'll have to like really explore for them. Quebec City is mine, and I'm starting to run around and do a little bit of pillaging with my cavalry, which is their main use. Cavalry exist basically to run around and pillage while my main army fights. Nice, we just grabbed ourselves the University of St. Cor, and that'll make this city a pretty good destination for international and national trade routes. Also, the city of Viampura just liberated itself and joined my empire. Kind of annoyed that they didn't settle this coastally. They literally settled this in like the worst possible place. This is like the most passive-aggressive form of vengeance that I've ever seen the AI pull off. Let me just settle this city in a horrific location so you'll never get any value out of it. What is this, like the third or fourth military emergency they're trying to pass against me this game? You know what? I voted up. I voted up. Do it. Oh wait, I'm only allowed to vote it down once. Damn it, I wanted to vote it up. Looks like I passed my military emergency exam with flying colors. Ooh, the power of putting a single envoy into Antioch. That's going to give me 1 gold in every market or lighthouse I have. Make it about 150 gold, I confirm the placement, and I get 10 gold for free, essentially. Not a bad return on investment into those markets. This is why I love bombards, man. I talk about it in every game I go to war, but holy crap, do they just obliterate the defenses of cities and make it trivial to take them. I'm not even bothering to pillage, I'm just like, just give me your city. Beautiful, we've just unlocked steam power, which gives us access to the railroad. I'm going to get my hands on some military engineers and spread those railroads throughout my empire so I can quickly reinforce the front line. The world enters the industrial era. Yeah, nice. We completed all the buildings in the encampment district for the first time, netting us 3 era score. That's perfectly timed era score because we just entered into a new era, and we are of course in another golden age. This time I think I'm going to go ahead and take the 2 arms dedication. This will give me 75% less grievances than a formal war, and I'll get 15% production towards my military units. I'm surprised Canada left their capital wide open like this. Amazingly, my musketmen have actually reached the level of elite guard, which means they can attack twice per turn. Which, you know, when you do it to a city with 68 combat strength, means you basically rip down half the city's combat strength in a single turn. And then it's just trivial to use the rest of my units to finish it off. Boom. Captured Ottawa the turn after I surrounded it. The best part is, the rest of Canada's cities don't seem to have walls with the exception of Toronto. And I finally have my military engineers to start building railways all the way through my empire. I want to have a railway that goes from the Giant's Causeway all the way to the Fountain of Youth so that every single unit that I produce will be able to pick up both of those efficiently. Just finished Ruhr Valley, which is going to give me a massive boost to production to my capital. As it stands, my capital is now making 74.8 production per turn. 13.5 of that is coming just from the 20% boost, but don't forget that I'm also getting +1 production from all those mines. Here's the power of another double attack hitting Winnipeg. I don't think I can be stopped at this point anymore, not by Canada by any measure of your imagination. Practically capturing a city every other turn. Montreal? More like Gontreal. Yoink. One thing I want to point out, when you get to an empire this big, a lot of people panic and don't know what to do. And basically there's 3 things you care about. That's unit production, gold production, and then tech production, whether that's science or culture. Then you have like secondary considerations like getting amenities, getting builders and stuff like that. But the most important thing is to just go through your cities and make a reasonable decision. Don't hem and haw over it. A market is an okay decision in the city. I'm already super far ahead, so each individual decision doesn't matter so much as the execution of the overall strategy. Ooh, the Bermuda Triangle. Plus finding the Bermuda Triangle counted as circumnavigating the world, apparently. I guess if you get sucked into the void and teleported halfway across the world, you've technically circumnavigated the world. Toronto? More like Goronto. Gonto? Oh no, I left this unit too low health. Oops, I guess I'm going to lose a musketman. Also, I decided to denounce everyone in the world, so I can use my special Golden Age War ability later on. Yep. Lost that musketman like I thought I would. That's kind of upsetting because he was actually really highly promoted. It's not the end of the world. But that is the end of Canada, however, since they are now dead and I get some era score for it. Here's another use for your spies. Find the furthest away city of the person that you're at war with. In this case, this would be Audagust in the Malian Empire. Send your spy to that city and do listening post missions. This will give you extra diplomatic visibility with that player, which gives you extra combat strength against that player. This is a fun little tip to use your military engineers when you're building a railroad. You can actually little frog leap them across the terrain to cover more distance in less time. One interesting thing you might not have known about is that you can actually build a railway through the Fountain of Youth. All you gotta do is hold your breath when you go down into the water over through the other side. Don't worry about it, it'll be fine. It's 100% up to code. We built this according to the law. Actually, I wonder if I can make the railroad look even more goofy by putting... I can put more railroads adjacent to it and it just starts looking weirder. I assure you the bunch of railroads going through the Fountain of Youth are perfectly safe. I can't remember which war emergency this is right now. I want to say it's like the 4th or 5th, but pretty much everyone is at war with me now, which is upsetting because I wanted to be at war with them with my Golden Age war. On the upside, we now have access to fascism, which is probably the preferred ideology for online gamers. At least that's the impression I get from reading Twitter. While I'm loath to say this sequence of words, the upside of fascism is that our units get +5 combat strength and our war weariness is reduced by 15%, on top of an extra 50% production towards the units. The downside of fascism is almost all of our policies are military. We have very little room for economic or wildcard policies. Third alternative is pretty good though, because it'll give us culture and gold from research labs, military academies, and power plants. We're going to plug in lightning warfare so that we can produce tanks really quickly. We'll also plug in 5-year plan to have insane campus and industrial zone adjacency bonuses. Just use Gustave Eiffel to build the Casa de Contrastion, which will give me 3 more governor titles to spend, one of which will be going into the Void Singers. Not that I need the cultist, but I may as well. Now that my spy is established in August, I can do the listening post mission. If you take a look here, you'll see my cavalry is doing 86 combat strength worth of damage to the city. I tell my spy to go on the listening post mission, and now my cavalry army has 92 combat strength against the Malian Empire. That is thanks to the diplomatic visibility. The more intel you have on your opponent, the more damage your units do. A flat +3 per level of intel over their level of intel. You can see your level of intel with another player by going to the diplomacy screen and looking at your access level. I currently have secret. I think there's top secret, which is the highest access level. Karina has fallen to my troops coming from the north, and Nioro isn't far behind. There goes Nioro. Belongs to me now. Also, I just want to take a moment to appreciate that I feel like every single game that I go for domination, Korea gets put on the opposite side of the continent, so they have plenty of time to unlock all the late game units that makes them a pain in the ass to conquer. There goes Jen in a single turn. These artillery are insane, by the way. I think we've reached the point of Blitzkrieg, so I'm going to call it the end of the episode there, and we'll save the rest for the next episode. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!